We haven't seen Adam here at the podium.
It is June 26th. We will call the Wright County Board of Commissioners meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The minutes from the County Board meeting of June 19, 2018. Does anybody have any changes, corrections?
I just wanted to add on page 8 that the Mayor's Association meeting, Potter was also there, Commissioner Potter.
And Mr. Chair, I had one correction under agenda. It should be the 613 Personnel Employee Relations Committee, not 612. Small thing, but.
Okay. Any other changes?
With that, Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from last week.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Houston, second by Commissioner Vetch. Any other discussions? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous. Review and approval of agenda. We have a couple things we need to add.
We do.
Couple.
We'll defer to Adam first here.
Sure. Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, Commissioners. This morning I'd like to petition onto the agenda request for authorization for our business analyst, Connie Mae Cooper, to attend the Highland On-Base Live conference in Nashville in September.
Okay. Timed items on C, item C.
That'll work. And then, Mr. Chair, if I could add, I'd like to schedule a committee of the whole in the beginning part of July to discuss kind of the budget kickoff for 2019. Be good to give the departments some direction and get your thoughts prior to us getting the workbooks out. So we can discuss that as an item for consideration.
Okay, item consideration C. Meeting of the whole budget.
All right.
Or budget cook-off.
Mr. Chair, with those additions, I'll make a motion to approve today's agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Vetch, second by Commissioner Potter. Any other discussions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous. Consent agenda. Does anybody have anything they would like to discuss further on the consent agenda?
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
You're waiting for me on that nurse thing, I think, and now I'm not seeing it, but anyway.
Commissioner
Yeah.
Burrell, I believe it's FA.
Item F.
FA.
F1A.
We'll bring this one up at budget sometime. It's not going to go anywhere now, so I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Potter, second by Commissioner Burrell. Any other discussions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous. Obviously, our auditor treasurer clock isn't working, watch isn't working.
Ooh, no Tammy, no Lindsay, none of them.
No. They forget it was Tuesday?
I'm waiting for one of them to come dashing it through the door.
We're just going to have to put Bob further down on the agenda, Lee, I guess.
I think so. Obviously.
Man, he got that front spot every time, and now he's gonna end up having to be everything at 9:30 like Virgil is usually.
He's lost it in the past there, Derek. He's lost, they had him down, now he's kind of worked his way back up. But.
Yep.
See, it was Blue Day. Charlie didn't get that memo.
No.
No, I didn't either.
Neither did Lee.
Can we move ahead to Virgil Hawkins? I know it's not 9:10 yet, but
Could do another.
Or we could
Advisory.
maybe take Adam's item, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
No.
I want to make
that's
him
fine.
wait for not putting
Yeah.
it on the agenda, so we want to make him suffer and have to spend the next half hour with us.
Yeah, come on up, Adam.
Thank you, Board, for hearing me this morning. County May brought this to my attention that if we place an order if we actually sign up before the end of July, we get an additional $500 off the conference. Otherwise, I would have waited and put it on the normal agenda. The Highland Community Live is the on-base conference that has hands-on lab training for 2 days, multiple presentations. County May's gone the last 2 years and has found tremendous value from it. And this was something we did budget for, so I'm simply requesting authorization for the travel piece to send her along.
Mr. Chair, I'll move to approve the travel for Connie May to Nashville.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Burrell, second by Commissioner Houston. Is there any other discussions? I have one. If there's hands-on, wouldn't one of our developers be better suited? Although we don't have a developer at this point that would be able to go.
In theory, yes, it is a possibility that they might benefit from the same kind of training. A lot of what they do is they're showing off a lot of the new products and a lot of the new latest stuff that's getting developed in on-base, so she gets firsthand look at how we could use it in Wright County and how they interact with other things.
Okay, so it's better suited with a BA instead of a developer, or both?
They have tracks for both. They have specific tracks just for business analysts, where she gets a lot of value from, that it's really specifically targeted at BAs. They also have development tracks as well, so in the future, it might be something we want to consider for our other staff.
Would any of our current developers, would it fit their needs, or are they not quite that comfortable yet with on-base?
This one might, I don't know that they'd be up to where they would
this level?
take advantage of this at this level yet.
Fine, just questioning, trying to get the best.
Year then,
Pardon?
potentially next year?
Possibly. I know Connie May has gone to, I think she went to Florida 1 year too. Wasn't that on-base also?
Yeah, that first year, and she paid
Yeah.
for her own travel to get there because she's so passionate about it.
Yeah, so, and that's what I was just kind of curious on. All right, so we have a motion and a second. Any other discussions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you. When is this again?
September 8th through 13th.
Looks like Virgil's itching to go. It is 9:10.
Bob's here too.
No, too bad. Virgil.
I had to take a call, so yeah.
Morning, Chairman Doladin and Board of Commissioners. Today, one item for your consideration, and this is to approve preparation of a right-of-way plat by the county surveyor for Highway 37 reconstruction project that's scheduled for next year. It's part of our local option sales tax program.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for the CASA 37 right-of-way plat.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Potter, second by Commissioner Vetch. Any other discussions?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Commissioner Potter.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Virgil, there's going to be a lot of happy campers out that way to complain about that road all the time. It gets passed over. And the other question is, does this include a bike path, trail, anything like that? Or is that in that plan at all?
That'll be talked about with the city of Otsego and Albertville, but it's been the past practice on 38 and the recent projects within the cities, they like the off-road trails, and they'll fund them. So I'm guessing they will.
Okay, because I just want to make sure we don't miss that when we're starting to.
Oh, we always include those discussions.
Thank you.
Now, we're going to be redoing this road, so we're going to actually end up having real turn lanes and shoulders and everything?
Correct. It'll be built to standards, yes.
Okay, good, because there's so much truck traffic on that road
Well, and it's such
because
a
of,
high bank on that road. That's where it's gonna be, we're gonna have to really cut it down a lot, aren't we?
Well, we'll see.
Or a lot of fill.
Yeah, we'll do whatever's most cost-effective and meets standard.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, this only goes to County Road 18, that first.
Right.
It doesn't go all the way to 25, it's just to 18, so it's not, and you need to break it up like that, because otherwise going all the way to 25 would be nightmarishly expensive.
Yeah.
But that first leg there is pretty steep up, coming up into that intersection on 18 there. That's pretty,
Yeah, to your point, on the one side, it's very steep. There's a big drop, but on the other side, it's steep with yards and houses
Yeah.
the other way, so be a balancing act.
I can imagine this one's fairly costly is what we're kind of predicting.
Yeah,
This, what is it, about 2 miles?
correct.
Okay. And this is a resolution? No.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Commissioner Potter?
Aye.
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 Resolution carries unanimous.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Virgil.
Thanks, Virgil.
Morning, Bob.
I apologize for not being down here on time. We are beginning to knock the cobwebs off of our elections equipment, and I just came back from the conference, so I came back with some good ideas of how to set up our training, and we have a manual as we ask our precincts to test their equipment. So we're working our way through that checklist. So we're not doing our public accuracy test yet, but we're knocking the cobwebs off of our equipment and making sure we're ready. So I apologize, I was busy coordinating with Crow Wing County on their manuals and their procedures, so I can work with Paula in our office as we're doing it, so time got away from me. The first item on the agenda is, it's an election year, and every election year, we offer to be a recount designee. If there's a race that statewide that has to have a recount, we'll serve in that capacity. So asking you to approve Wright County to serve as a recount designation for the Office of the Secretary of State.
I will make that motion.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Houston, second by Commissioner Vetch. Any other discussions? Any questions? Anybody have any answers?
I was part of that recount years ago, and it's pretty extensive, and it's a very, very involved process, and really appreciate how votes are so protected, the way they're under lock and key and brought to the people that are counting and then taken back the same way.
Commissioners, as I really don't look forward to having to run a recount, we're ready for it.
Right, yep.
All right, any other discussions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous.
Board, the second item is a housekeeping thing where we have to canvass the election results, both for the primary and the general. It'd be my request, since Commissioner Hewson and Commissioner Deline, you two are on the ballot, that I don't have you for the primary or the general. So I need 2 commissioners to serve on this canvas board. And then I'm also proposing, that we use Thursday following the election day as our canvas. I'm sorry, preferably Friday.
Thursday or Friday, or both.
Preferably Friday, if that works for the 2 appointed commissioners.
When
to
is the
canvass.
primary?
14th of August.
14th of August.
So the 17th?
Yeah, it'd be the
17th.
17th.
It's a good day for me.
Okay? And it'd be in the morning.
Mr. Chair, I'll be
wanna
in
do
the
it, Mike?
board directors meeting with AMC.
Looks like it's me and Charlie.
I'll
Does that work for you, Charlie?
What time, Bob?
Let's say 9 a.m. And we'll try to reserve this room here. So we'll just sit around this table, we'll go through our canvassing procedures.
Now, the city of St. Michael's mayor will also
They will be for this one, yep. So we'll have the court administrator, the mayor, 2 commissioners, and myself serve as the canvas board.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to set the date of Friday, August 17th, 9 o'clock, with Commissioner Burrell and Commissioner Vetch being the board members of the canvassing board.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Potter, second by Commissioner Burrell. Any other discussions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous.
Board, the next 3 items are similar, but I still want to take them separately. These are temporary liquor licenses. First one, American Legion Post in Clearwater, but they're 2 separate dates. So I'd like you to approve a temporary liquor license for American Legion Post 323 in Clearwater for July 20th and 21st.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve a temporary liquor
Second.
license for July 20th and 21st for Clearwater.
I'll second that.
Wait a minute.
Great.
I have another one too right
First,
below
that's
it.
number 3, and then number 4 is
Oh,
22nd of September.
The first one is for July 20th and 21st, right?
Yep.
That's like a rodeo.
That's, what I'll make the motion for that one.
And that,
Just,
I'll
they
second
were
that.
kind of mixed up in the packets here, so I'm just trying to get it
Yeah.
straightened out.
Mr. Chair, I think we have a motion and second on this first item here already, so
And that's for July 20th and 21st?
21st, correct.
Okay.
that was
All right.
Commissioner Burrell and Potter.
Yep. Any other discussions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous.
Board, the fourth item is the same American Legion Post.
We got to do the second one, though. We didn't do that.
The second one, he's doing that right now.
Right now, September 22nd.
Same American Legion Post in Clearwater, but this is for September 22nd.
I was going to do that.
Mr. Chair, I'll make
sorry.
a motion to approve the temporary liquor license for Clearwater Legion on September 22nd.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Vetch, second by Commissioner Burrell. Any other discussions, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous.
The fifth item, which is approve a temporary liquor license for the Clearwater Lions Club. This event is August 17th and 18th.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Husum, second by Commissioner Vetch. Sounds like there's a lot going on in Clearwater. Any other questions, discussions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous.
Board, the last item, 6, we normally don't get these, but again, the company representing the city is following a different, Northland, they're following some other guidelines. So they gave us this packet, this is a TIF district in Maple Lake. And really what they want is a resolution from us. Again, we normally don't do this. Normally a TIF district is established by the city. You're given a chance to make comments on it and express your concerns for or against it. But then they ultimately can approve them, and then they give us the set of documents. And then we calculate the financial impact to the county and everybody else. So right now, they're saying that they would like to have a resolution approving the proposed establishment of this TIF district. So I don't know if you had a chance to read all these. I don't know that we can really stop it.
No.
So
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve this proposed establishment of a TIF district in the city of Maple Lake.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Vetch, second by Commissioner Husum. Any other discussions?
Is this a resolution then, Bob, or that's what they asked for?
that's what they asked for, and Brian, would you know?
There's a
Right. So they're asking for a formal thing, and I guess for board and maybe the listeners and the media, again, I think we're going as far as saying that we don't object to you establishing this district. We don't have the capacity to approve
Or deny
or to establish the TIF district.
district, so. Aye.
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 Aye. Resolution carries unanimous.
That's it, board.
So now I need to.
I didn't see a resolution from them, though.
It's
That's right
right.
here.
Very back page.
Right here.
Very back one in the packet, Mark.
No.
No.
Well, that's
it's
the
here.
wrong
Look at
one.
that.
That's right.
No, there isn't one.
Oh,
There was
no,
a-
that's right. That's
I
highway.
thought there was a resolution page.
No,
There- It's here. It looks different.
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what
Yeah.
it was. I remember reading something on this. Oh, yeah, here it
It's
is.
here.
Board, you do see it?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a little different looking
Yes.
than what we're used to.
Yeah. We're used to seeing our names on the list, and they weren't there.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, just a comment that I didn't have a chance to look at the statute till this morning, but it looks like the reason that they're asking for a resolution, it's a requirement in the statute from both the county and the school district in this case, because of the workforce housing nature of this TIF. And so for the standard TIFs, we don't see this type of stuff. But this one, they do want approval from both of the other taxing districts.
Well, before they invest a whole lot more time and effort into it. They want to make
Make
sure
sure
we're
that-
on board. It makes
Yeah,
sense.
workforce housing, that would be great for Maple Lake. Okay, thank you, Bob. Items for consideration, schedule. You're gonna keep us busy, aren't you? Coordinator Kelly.
Well, it is a series of follow-up items that were hanging out there, and I wanted to bring them back. The first being setting up a meeting with BKV Group. From our last discussion on the proposal for a new facility, staff was given the follow-up to reach out to them and get some follow-up on their pricing structure and some questions the board had. I think it'd be good just to have BKV in and help talk through their proposal because we haven't given them the opportunity to do that. So reached out to them. They have a fair amount of availability the first couple weeks in July. So knowing I am requesting a couple committee of the wholes here, I'm trying to schedule these either so some of them, we can have as few of meetings as possible or spread them out a little bit. So couple options, we could look at either that third week after the board meeting or any time. I know you have a committee of the whole already for the 9th. We wanted to look at something after Health and Human Services, just throwing out a few options. Or an afternoon of committee day, the 11th.
Mr. Chair, Coordinator Kelly, do you know how busy the committee day may be on the 11th? Does it look like it's stacking up to, I guess from our items for consideration, consent agenda, it looks like we've got a number of items coming forward, so.
We could do it in the afternoon of the 11th if everybody's available.
All I can say is it's the kickoff day for some of the River festivities that I volunteer in. So we'd have to be done before 3 o'clock, if at all possible for myself.
On Wednesday?
On Wednesday, the 11th. On the 11th.
So Tuesday was out?
Tuesday, we have the leadership team meeting with the commissioners after the board meeting, so.
Mr. Chair,
Like an
The
afternoon.
Thursday, the 12th is wide open for me.
Afternoon of that, I got 94
Is the
Coalition.
morning good?
Morning would be good.
that would work.
Morning would work for me on the 12th.
That's 4. And Mark?
Yeah, that's fine. So the 11th, you guys don't want to have one meeting?
Well,
I would be fine with,
I have the Crow and then one watershed, one plan, so it's going to take me at least till noon, maybe even longer. So
On
that's
the
gonna be-
11th?
On the 11th, yeah. So if we went a little later, like maybe at 2 o'clock or something would work.
I'd probably rather,
I'd
on the
rather go
12th.
for the 12th in
I would
the
too.
morning if we
Yeah.
could.
That'd be better.
Okay. So you want to do,
10 o'clock?
9 o'clock, or?
Does it not work for you, Mark?
no, that's fine. I'm just trying to think. We've got 3 different committees of the whole. So do we want to try and kill 2 of those on that day?
If you want to do it from 9 to 11 and try to get 2 in there? 2,
Well, Mr. Chair, Coordinator Kelly, probably item B probably isn't that lengthy of a discussion, correct?
you're bringing just back,
That
well,
depends.
actually, because he's bringing back all that information, correct, that we said?
Yeah, I guess if I
That's
had
gonna be a
my
longer one.
input, I would maybe take that budget kickoff. Just because of the timing, we're looking at getting out the budget books
Yeah.
that
Okay.
Friday, so it'd be good if I can get some discussion from the
All
board on
right, so we
direction.
should have the item A for BKV and item C, meeting the whole budget kickoff. Those 2 things on the 12th?
What time you want to go? You guys want to go 8:30? You want to go 9? You want to go 9:30?
9 and then figure 9 to noon?
Yeah, I
Would
think
you-
so.
That
should
work
be
for-
Yeah, because
plenty
1
of
o'clock
time.
I got Rogers
Okay.
94, so that.
Yeah, so let's figure 12, 9 to noon.
All right.
And if we're done early, we're done early.
Can you potentially put the third one on, or just not do B?
That one is going to be a longer discussion because we have a lot of numbers to go through on that
Well,
one.
I suppose, yeah, you're right.
Yep.
And I'm sure the budget kickoff's going to be somewhat lengthy. There'll be a lot of discussions there, too.
Oh, yeah.
So I think just those 2 items. And then the 17th, after
Yeah.
the board meeting, how does that look for
B.
county administrator job description?
Works for me.
Yeah, it works for me.
Yep.
Everybody else okay?
On the 17th?
Yep.
Because we got WCAT in the afternoon.
That's fine, yeah, so we're gonna go 11 o'clock?
11 o'clock, I think so.
Why don't we just call it 10:30?
10:30, and if we go sooner,
Yeah.
if we go late, we go late. Okay. 10:30?
Works for me.
Do you want these two separate motions?
Yes.
Yes, please.
That'd be good.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion for committee of the whole on July 12th at 9 AM.
Second.
For, I guess it doesn't matter, right, BKV group and budget.
Motion by Commissioner Betts, second by Commissioner Potter. Any other discussions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to set a committee of the whole for the administrator position on July 17th at 10:30 a.m.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Houston, second by Commissioner Burrell. Any other discussions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimous. Advisory committees, advisory board
Did you do the budget kickoff one?
updates.
That's
Pardon?
the same as the,
Same?
On the
BKV.
BKV,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Coordinator Kelly, let's start off with you. Do you have anything you need to address?
Just a quick, budget is becoming front of mind. We had a very good discussion with the auditor, treasurer, and administration staff in preparation for getting that process going. Also had a call regarding the ERP with Infotech, looking at some scheduling for that, so I can speak more to that at tomorrow's technology committee. One thing I wanted to give you a heads up will be coming as we've, of course, are in the middle of construction in the Justice Center. We'll have a camera we're putting up on the roof so you'll be able to watch the progress. We'll be able to put that out to the public, so if they want to see how things are going.
Nice.
This will be something kind of cool,
Yeah.
kind of fun, so.
So if they like watching paint dry, they could constantly watch it.
It was interesting. We had a very, it was just taking still photos. I don't remember the interval. It was maybe twice an hour when they first started the dirt work. Even that transformation was pretty incredible. They moved a lot of dirt in a short amount of time, so.
Yeah.
It is, certain sections of it will probably be less visually interesting than others, but.
No, that'd be cool. All right. Regarding ERP, since I won't be there, when are you thinking to have Infotech out here?
We had a heck of a time between Infotech's schedule and ours with budget time coming up, so we're looking at the first week of September.
Okay. All right. So
So,
I was wondering if you were waiting off till fall.
yeah, that's, was gonna be the best option. There was some vacation on the Infotech side with the group that had been working with us, and we wanted to maintain some continuity with the players there. So I have yet to send out some invites to folks. I'll be doing that today, but get it kind of set up. I guess then too, I don't know if we want to revisit the September 4th board meeting, but that'll be during the same time as the ERP as well. So depending on how many commissioners are intending on being involved on that, so.
Well, if we keep that meeting short, it shouldn't be too bad either.
Sure.
All right, Commissioner Burrell?
Just, Mr. Chair, that last week, you remember, we were kind of rushed, so I did not get to make a point that at the Emergency Services Board in St. Cloud last Wednesday, or the Wednesday before, actually, I made a point, because we have a lot of counties represented on that board, and I made a point to thank everyone, because we had gotten the verdict from the Supreme Court on the Becky Otto lawsuit against us, and I just wanted to thank all the counties for the support, because we got the legislature to reimburse us, and they actually gave Wright County and Becker County a round of applause. They said thanks for standing up for all of them, so that was really nice.
Yeah,
So-
that is nice.
So I think maybe at one of our next AMC's thing, we want to make sure we thank everybody, because those counties did let their legislators know that they thought it was fair that we should have got reimbursed, and so
No, they voted, but it got, it didn't get signed.
Oh, it
so-
didn't? Okay,
No,
well.
so no, we didn't get our money.
Okay.
Mr. Chair,
I was
Commissioner
thinking
Burrell, I
we
didn't
did.
want to burst your bubble, but I tried to confirm that last week, so I contacted Matt Hilgert at AMC, and he said, yes, that was in a bill that was vetoed by Governor Dayton, so.
Oh, see, I thought it passed and stuff, so.
I'm in process of updating the information that we sent off to the Joint House-Senate Subcommittee on Claims. We actually started that process back in 2016, but they put it on hold because of the court case still being pending and the fact that there were some bills out there. But I think next year we'll be down before that subcommittee likely. And, you know, the Senator Bruce Anderson is on that subcommittee. I think there's favorable folks on that committee that, so we'll probably get reimbursed through that method. So.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, in the approval it was $70,000, but we actually spent more than that, if I remember correctly, because there were still some bills outstanding.
Mr. Chair, I don't have the final total. I know we just got the final, I got a bill about a week ago that was from Scott Anderson's law firm that was stamped final bill, which was good to see.
Yeah.
But I think you're correct. It's probably in excess of 70,000 for each county.
Yeah. So it'll be nice to have that. Maybe we can get completely reimbursed.
But I think it was still nice, I mean, because
Oh,
the counties
absolutely.
did really come to bat for us, and then we'll just have to ask them to continue to do that for a little while longer, I
Right.
guess, so.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
part of the discussion on this is some of those in that committee were, wanted to go through the Supreme Court and get final, because they were going to do it, and then she appealed it to the Supreme Court, and they said, let's just wait until it's all done, then we'll deal with it. So instead of having to deal with it twice, we'll deal with it once. And that, to me, made sense.
No, absolutely. Yep.
Yep.
Anything else, Commissioner Burrell?
No, that's it, thank you.
Hey, when's the county fair?
It starts on July 18th. Let me see.
Yep.
I gotta make sure I don't do that wrong.
Nope, that's right.
22nd,
July
last day.
18th to the July 22nd. It's early this year. Gotta make sure you remember that.
And when will you be in the dunk tank?
Every day.
No. Unless it's really, really hot.
But you're doing the pie eating contest, right?
I would consider that.
You'll be there for Military Day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'll be up there probably.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
The pie they serve or what?
That's it.
That's it then?
Maybe we should make sure that gets in the paper that Charlie puts a request that somebody gets him on the pie eating.
Commissioner Burrell requests to
To be in the pie.
be invited to the pie eating contest.
Yes.
And then after the pie eating contest, then he wants to be in the dunk tank.
Clean up.
Yeah, that'll make life a lot easier for you, Charlie. Commissioner Hewson.
I was invited to the Safe Harbor Development Team meeting, and we were more active a few years ago. It's not an official advisory committee, but I was attending a number of meetings several years ago, and then it sort of fell by the wayside. And so they're really getting more active again. And Wright County is one of 5 areas or counties that has gotten a state grant to do this protocol development and a memorandum of understanding. And so anyway, we had a number of people, different entities there. And we also had Sarah Florman, who is Minnesota Coalition Against Sexual Assault, and Chuck Derry, who is with the Gender Violence Institute, and he will be helping write the protocols for the Safe Harbor, No Wrong Door protocol. So it's going to focus on victim-centered response, and we're going to be having a workshop in August on that, so I'll have more information, but I'm glad to see that, because essentially, you know, the people get involved with this, young kids, really, teenagers, and not by choice, but that's something they choose to do, and they get caught up in bad situations. So anyway, more to come on that. And we had a nice open house. Our highway department and engineers from the consulting group were presented last Wednesday night from 4 to 6, and didn't have a lot of people there, but just really a great presentation. All these different projects coming up and population studies, road studies, so.
Traffic counts, some of them are pretty high.
Yeah, traffic counts were quite high.
Yeah, I think we were all there except for one commissioner, right?
Me?
No, I'm just thinking there was only one commissioner.
It was
But then
good to
again,
talk.
That's a good reason for that.
Yeah, all your roads on that side of the county are all taken care of.
But it was good to talk to the people that were there, and
That's what the maps showed too, wasn't it? No, just kidding.
Low traffic counts and really good
Very
roads.
good roads.
No, that's not true. They have high traffic counts on certain old roads over there too. There's some pretty,
All roads need attention.
Yes.
continual attention.
yeah.
That's Wednesday at 4 to 6.
Anything else?
That's it?
Regarding, I don't know if you talked about safe schools or safe harbors.
Safe harbor.
Okay, well, the safe schools, yeah, you should have gotten an email, and if you didn't, I'll forward it to everybody. But Minnesota is number 3 in the nation regarding pathways of safe schools, or something to that effect.
Saw the email, but I didn't open it this morning yet.
So, yeah, Minnesota's number 3, which I thought was quite impressive. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, that was good to hear.
Yeah, we have very active safe schools, great collaboration with all the different agencies and, great discussions, I think.
Mr. Chair, I'll tail on that comment. They're great, they're involved, they're looking for solutions. One of my concerns is in the Rockford School District. The Wright County side is doing great. The Hennepin County side, they could up their game a little bit from what they're doing to try to get that, because we can only go 2,000 feet into that other county, and the school happens to be like 4,000 feet away. So we can't get Hennepin County to push forward to finish that off.
Out in their, at the very west end of their county is probably not as high of a
Not a
priority as it
high-level
is another.
priority for them.
Which is,
Too bad.
yep, that's bad to see. Yeah, I was also at that long-range meeting, which was very interesting. Met with our new communications person, and looking forward to her getting additional information out to the public on the things that are occurring in the county. Hopefully that some of the things that we're doing with OpenGov will also be getting out there to make even more transparency. Because we've come, this board has come a long way from when we first got on the things that we've accomplished on improving our website
Yes.
and transparency.
Yes.
I remember getting on before, we have to come up here and get our packets, and nobody else ever got a packet to see what was going to be, the full information that was going to be on an agenda meeting. Now everybody has access to that, which I think is
It is,
fantastic.
yep.
We'll be at a ditch meeting, 3 of us tomorrow down in Mankato to learn about county ditches and some of the newest things that they're doing. Thursday, the 28th, meeting with the legislators, with the group in Rockford, Wright County Economic Development,
Okay.
is putting that on, and that's at Husco's Bowling.
Weeko.
Weeko's.
Weeko is how it's pronounced.
Wicos?
Weeko.
Oh,
On Thursday, 28th.
But it looks like Hugo.
it really pronounced Wico.
Wico.
Nobody's ever told me that.
Really?
No. I've always said Husco's, and nobody ever corrected me.
Okay. Yeah, it's Weeko's.
How do you get that with an H to start with?
Huikko.
It's a Scandinavian thing.
Is that at 11:30?
Try to
It's
explain
a
it.
Finnish
believe
name.
so.
Yeah, Week.
Yeah. I know my wife's there last year. I don't think I'm going to make it this year, but it's good. Most of the legislators make it and discuss what has accomplished and what they'd like to see next year. I have a water task force meeting on the 28th that evening. I'm hoping that they'll have some numbers for us regarding what's been going on with the regional inspection station. So hopefully we'll have an update at that. And then also a reminder that next week there is no board meeting. We actually have off. And I wish all of you a happy 4th of July. Charlie, remember to stay away from the fireworks. And that's about all I got.
Let's see here. So last week on, was it the long range plans? Once again, I'll reiterate with everybody else. It was very good, very informative. Then met the following day on the 21st with Trailblazer. The meeting went swimmingly till the very end, and now we have some kind of not seeing eye to eye on some items, which will be kind of further discussion point. Hoping to overcome some of our challenges that we're at right now with Trailblazer, kind of just over, there's small items that are becoming kind of pesky bigger items that we're going to have some future discussions on it. But based on that long-range transportation, we need to make sure transit is important to the citizens of Wright County based on that survey, which kind of leads us to need to maybe do more surveys as to what they mean by transit. That was a key item that was established through that long-range transportation meeting with the highway department.
You know, one of the things regarding that, I'd like to find, you know, maybe the survey, but we need to, because I keep hearing that also, but I don't understand where the problem is. You know, they keep saying transit's a problem, meaning that I can't get the ride that I need. So we need to figure out why that's the problem.
And I talked with Gary over that too, and that's something that we maybe are going to have to create some sort of a survey within our area to find out, is it where you're not getting to go where you want to go? Is the rides just not plentiful enough? I think
Takes too long.
Takes too long. Trying to delineate, that was too ambiguous of an answer, so. Outside of that, today, looking forward to hearing back from you guys on how this committee of the whole works out. So I'll be down in St. Paul with that Xcel Energy's integrated resource planning this afternoon. The other item is I scheduled a open house for County Ditch 30 on July 30th. Those will be mailed out hopefully by mid next week for all the members on County Ditch, or 35,
yeah.
not 30, County Ditch 35. No, 35. Mid Lake. There's too many ditches with a 3 in it. 35. Other than that, that's all I have.
All right, if nobody else has anything then?
Mike? He's looking hopeful.
Hopeful.
Commissioner Potter.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To piggyback off what other commissioners said, the long-range transportation plan with the meeting, it was, hopefully we'd had more people there than we did, but I think it's the way the world is now. We got to take it to them. They're not coming to us anymore. Maybe we got to rethink how we do that for the next time we do this. You know, more social media or whatever, or going to different towns and different things. I know SRF was at Albertville Friendly City Days. They were at Good Neighbor Days last weekend, and they'll be at Waverly Days. That's not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. And maybe more of those outreach to the communities will help a little bit more, get people participating better.
They should, I wonder if they're planning on,
I think.
could be, I'm just wondering if they're going to be doing anything at the county fair.
I didn't see that on the list of things to do.
That'd probably be a good place to do it.
A good one. The other thing is, like we had touched on the transit portion, because the questions were so ambiguous, what is defined transit? So the thought, when I was talking to Virgil and Chad, is more than likely sometime in the next year, we're just focused on the transit part of this. We get this transportation plan out the door and done. and sometime next year, put it where it's just transit only and have that basically transit summit or meeting to get people just dialed in on transit. What is it that's the issue? And how do we address those issues, and maybe what we can and what we can't do in Wright County? Is because some people might have illusions that something that's not going to happen here. And just make sure it's dialed in on what's really important for the citizens of the county. The other thing is, I was on the radio last week, and prior to going on the radio, I did talk to our communications director, Julianne Foshing. I let her see what I was talking about on the radio. I think it's good for her, because if somebody calls or questions, she'll know what we just talked about, because I tend to get a little feedback after the radio. So it's good for her to see what's going on, because then she'll know what we talked about, because so-and-so commissioner said this over here. At least she'll have a chance, so she don't get blindsided by that. So that's kind of. Also, Thursday night I was at AMC Business Partners reception at the AMC building, and that's where I met Wong and Annalise from Enterprise Rentals. You know, they've been doing analysis for counties for all the vehicles, Sheriff's Department, Health and Human Service, motor pool, everything else. And I found it very interesting that what they had to say, and I passed all this information on to Lee on Friday when he was down at AMC. And I believe that there's something in the works to actually have them come out and, do an analysis and see if we can save money. Olmsted County was saving a lot of money by going this way. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. It doesn't hurt for us to get the analysis to find out. Lower some cost of maintenance, turn over the cars there and have somebody else in charge of that. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, and I think Lee is going to deal with that on how to meet with them people. I don't know if it was have the auditor treasurer's office and the sheriff's department, and maybe even had the Ways and Means Committee or something part of that discussion, just to get the background and get the information. So it's kind of interesting on that one, because there's a potential for saving a lot of money. I mean, a lot of Candy, Ojai, Steele County, a lot of smaller counties have also done that, and they're seeing savings. Olmsted was like $800,000 that they were saving, so it was a lot of dollars. Since we have a large sheriff's department, maybe this works, and they can also go to what, 350 a truck.
450s, they told me, that size of truck.
Because before there was just cars, now they can go trucks up to 450, so that'll cover quite a few things in the highway department. To me, it was worth the discussion to talk about and see if it goes anywhere. If it saves us money, great. If it doesn't, well, it didn't hurt to find out. Another item that came up, and this was at the association meeting on Friday, is the opioid summit sponsorship. We got a grant for $40,000 to underwrite the cost of this event. This will be at the Fall Policy Conference in Alexandria the day before the conference, and I will leave this with Lee for anybody that wants to sign up for that. It's for the sheriffs, the attorneys, county commissioners, staff, local partners, and just to try to get a handle on how we're going to deal with this crisis. So I will leave this with Lee, and he can deal with that how he wants to. Another item that came up, AMC, was Julie Ring, our executive director. We had a vote on an agreement for her. She didn't have a employment contract prior to this, which you probably should. And basically, it's standard language. Although she asked for 2 months of termination if she's gone, and 1 week extra severance pay after the year. Mostly boilerplate stuff that guys like that gentleman in the audience deal with all the time. And it protects her, protects us. She's given a little bit longer notice to leave, like a month, a little over a month, so it's just to make sure that if you don't have somebody leave in a lurch, and then what do you do then? Because unlike other places, there is no assistant executive director at AMC. It's the one, and then staff there. Yep. It's a little different animal. It was good to get that done. It was something that was been overlooked, and it was like, whoops, how do we go from there? Another thing that this was kind of the one that took most time is AMC platform development and the process how we go through this. because we had some challenges in the Transportation Policy Committee last year, is we had people that weren't participating in everything, and then they get to the annual meeting and want to change the whole, they didn't participate in any of the first part, but they want to come there and kind of just make a big brouhaha.
Yep.
Just trying to make it so you participate there. It takes like 2/3 of a vote to suspend the rules, and you got the members that are actually there, but they got to be registered parts of it. They also define, if you are on that policy committee, you are assigned, you are the primary, one county, one vote. But if you're not there, somebody designee from your county could use your vote there. So, but you can't both vote. And the primary one is the designee of that committee, not the alternate. Little cleanup language and trying to be more inclusive, but just try to get people to realize that you can't just try to blow up the whole system just because you don't get your way or something doesn't go there. I will keep these pages out for anybody who wants to see that particular thing. It was quite intensive. That's how much of that. I mean, we were going through quite a bit of it. I will also leave this on there. This is the fleet management from Enterprise, so you can see some of the items there. Leave that out also, just so people see what the connect that, how that works out. And that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Has everybody had a chance to meet with our new communications? What are we?
We'll be doing that
Communication
tomorrow.
director? Is that what it?
Yep.
Was that what it?
Specialist, yes.
Communication specialist?
We'll meet
Specialist.
tomorrow.
Okay, so you're meeting with her tomorrow. I know you met with her yesterday. I've met with her last week. Mike, have you met with?
Yes, I have,
with the
on a
whole
couple
group?
different occasions.
Okay. Because one of the things they were talking about is that some of this information that we're providing here, to get that on our independent commissioner pages, to get that information out there so that for people that aren't watching, to be able to at least go on the website to find out some of those different things. And one of the other things that we had talked about is to get the calendar more filled up with all the different things that are happening throughout the county. So I don't know if that was discussed with you guys at all too or not, but I think that'd be nice to have that calendar filled up with everything that's going on throughout the county.
A universal calendar would be nice.
It's nice for the citizens to know that we just don't come here Tuesday morning, take a nap for 2 hours and go home. It's a lot more complicated than that.
Charlie takes a 3-hour nap.
Okay. And one last thing, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
We have a commissioner that's going to celebrate a birthday tomorrow.
Yes.
He's finally old enough to know better and young enough to do it again.
But he's still not old enough to be able to get certain things.
No Medicare.
No, but you can get a discount at the Perkins.
Still get that
Can you?
now.
You can
Nothing,
get
this one's gonna be nothing extra.
Nothing extra.
No extras with 63.
I've never thought to ask
Happy
about
birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, and I'll be with him tomorrow, so
Yeah.
he'll be buying lunch, cake, and everything else.
Yeah.
We'll be able to- one of those ones like you got.
All right, anybody else have anything? How about the press? Press have anything to add?
No, just keep an eye out for the July stuff that's coming up.
Yes, yes, I'll be looking forward to all the events going on in Annandale.
And Delano.
And Delano. I think aren't there just those two in the county?
They're the same time.
Yeah, but they're both, if I remember correctly, they're both pretty big.
Yep.
I know the Delano one I've been to, and that one's very large, and I believe they both have some really incredible fireworks. And for those that are on the western part of the county, I believe Elk River has some, 4th of July.
Okay. The eastern part, you mean?
Eastern part.
I'm sorry, eastern part. Yeah. I was never very good at directions.
But I just tell them to make a drive to Delano or Annandale.
Yeah.
Whatever's convenient for people. All right. Hearing nothing else before the board, we are adjourned at 9:55.